is terrifying. You're very small.
I'm a wee
Oh,
boy.
baby boy. Oh.
Good.
Dead at. Whoa. Stick. 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 What? Whatever that is.
Big.
Oh, we need some water, don't we?
I need something for it.
It's a really interesting mechanic.
Yeah, and
Like-
they use it pretty well in this game too.
And that's the thing I really kind of like about the 2D games, at least based on what I've seen, is that they are very, woo! They're very, they use their gimmicks well.
Yeah.
Like whatever the big gimmick is for the game. And it's almost a shame that the mainline, like 3D Zeldas, it feels like in some cases, they don't, like they'll have a gimmick, but they won't really commit to it. I think Wind Waker, I mean, its gimmick was more the world and the environment.
Yeah, which was like a big thing. I mean,
Right. But then you get Twilight Princess, and I think we both agree that Twilight Princess is a really good game. But I feel like it doesn't super commit to its super commit to its version of the Dark World, and the honestly the wolf and the Dark Wolf thing feel kind of tacked on.
I will say, in fairness, in defense of that, those games have a lot more work in other avenues that they have to pay attention to. Whereas, like, small games like this, the gimmick is what you have. It's like,
It's fair.
your graphics, like, these are your graphics, your world building is all 2D.
Right.
You know, it's pretty limited in other regards, so it's like, well, you better have a pretty strong gimmick, otherwise you're just another kind of basic 2D Zelda.
Right, that's totally fair. I mean, I get that. I'm just saying that, like, I also understand that... Oh. Okay. I also understand that part of the problem is that people expect the 3D Zeldas to be, like, definitive Zeldas.
Yeah.
And they expect them to, like, do all the things that they want Zelda to do, which is what Ocarina of Time is, basically. They want them to basically be... Which now, of course, as I've said before, thank God, we now have... What are those chunks, those white chunks supposed to be? Are they just spikes?
I don't know. They do hurt you, so like...
I mean, thank goodness now that we have a game that's not Ocarina of Time with a 3D Zelda game that has basically set the standard. Sure, we've talked about that in the past. So, what do we do?
I gotta figure out what to do with that weird bead thing.
Gotcha. The walls blasting strictly prohibited.
Actually switch to it.
Yeah. Oh! Oh, nice. Whoa. Yeah. Come here, motherfucker. Nice. Whoop. I like it. Whoa! Incorrect.
Nope.
Uh.
Oh, using the
Right.
stick.
Whoa! That was a nice little, I don't know, that was just nice. It was like, beware crumbling rocks, and it's like,
It's like it gave you a hint.
fucking, it was like a fucking art of game design.
Here.
Shit.
Ow.
Ow!
Hey.
No. Didn't want
Dog wants so much attention.
He has been a fussy bussy today. A fussy Benny. A Benny Fuss Fuss. A Freddy Fussy. That's what I was looking for.
It's an audio medium.
I like how you don't have to say anything else, just like, audio medium.
Yep.
You dumb bastard. Oh, stinky dog breath.
It's real bad.
Oh, wow. No more. Oh, I'm gonna breathe through my shirt.
He's really got the worst.
Sharona's isn't much better, although she did just have her teeth cleaned. So, yep.
You probably used to have that done.
We get if you just talking about pets now. Our vet, we get veterinary care included. I don't fucking know about that.
Yeah, they'll do it at ours, but it is like an extra cost.
Oh. What do you call it? What is it? If you don't mind me asking, what is it per month? Okay.
Because he goes in twice a year. No, I'm just saying it's an extra cost to get his teeth cleaned because it's a whole process.
Ours is folded in, but I think it might be because we pay more per month. Maybe it's just generally how it works.
So he goes in twice a year, and it kind of depends on which checkup it is.
Right.
Because like one is just semi-annual, but the other is the big annual, which takes more like boosters and stuff, so it costs more.
He's such a good boy.
He's a pretty good boy.
No.
He's a good old man.
And I have a good horse.
You do have a good horse. Drink.
I drink it.
Well,
were we supposed to stand up here? What did you do that?
Oh, I can just do this? Alright. I know what I'm supposed to do. Damn it.
I'm almost mad about that. It's like...
Like, oh, I'm just a strong child.
Strong boy.
I know.
He's a strong. He's so strong. He's so strong.
Now I have to go.
Ow. Yeah, that's not great.
Well, that's
Stick with us, folks.
probably a lot of my fault.
It's fine. It's fine. The game's fault.
Always blame someone else.
Yes. What's the line from Life is Strange? If it's not someone else's fault, then it's my fault. Fuck that. If I can't blame someone else, then it's my fault. Fuck that.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. That's a cute / weird game.
I've never played it.
Morgan played it.
Yeah.
She liked it. Well, it's such a fucking downer in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I think that's part of why I haven't played it. So I'm just like,
It's
can't.
fucking Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts. How far into Kingdom Hearts are you?
I'm pretty close to the end.
Yeah.
I'm kind of in the end game stuff right now.
How would you rank your experience at the moment playing it? Before the finale.
So far, it's been pretty good. I do definitely have some complaints in the fact that I feel like they put so much effort into the worlds that are there that, like, it's really impressive. Like, I am impressed with what they've done with the worlds there, but it almost feels like, you could have put in a little less into these worlds and included more worlds instead. Like,
right.
You know? Like,
you didn't have to make you didn't have to make Thieves so big.
Yeah.
It's kind of empty.
Like, Thieves was I liked Thieves. I felt like
Or the Frozen Mountain.
I feel like Frozen is where it was like, guys, what are we doing? Because it was a huge area, but it's only the mountain. I'm like, I didn't get to explore Arendelle or her castle at all. I'm like, well, I don't care about just this mountain.
It's probably easier to program.
Probably.
To be honest. Well, yeah. I mean, I've said before that those games aren't. There you go. I like that sound effect it makes. Those games aren't super for Matt, personally. I really like the first one, but
I mean, the problems, honestly, the problems with Kingdom Hearts 3
are
they're not Kingdom Hearts 3 exclusive. They're problems that Square Enix is having.
Ah, yes, you told me about
this.
It
is. It's a lot of just lack of focus at Square Enix. It's a lack of, like, I think, proper time management, budgeting, things like that. Like, it's not... It has nothing to do with it being Kingdom Hearts. It has everything to do with Square being a little bit of a mess right now.
Sure.
You know, it's that kind of thing.
I do want to play, I do hope that they do actually make a game based on Baron Rex.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know really why. I think it's just like, it just looks like this weird JRPG that is like, it doesn't have any kind of, it doesn't have any kind of trappings of any other franchise except for like a vague Final Fantasy vibe to it. It's got these big dopey anime robots. Don't bring up Xenoblade.
I'm just saying.
Cause, well, like I said, I didn't have... You know what? sassing me.
Yeah.
And I can hear it in your voice. No, but I like a good JRPG. I haven't played a good JRPG in a long time. And I'd like to try it sometime. They're just, they're so long. Such huge time investments. Just like... do we need to explore it?
Well, it felt like there was something else over that way that I missed.
There.
Make sure I got everything.
Here. How do you... Oh. Oh. That's...
Like, there's gotta be a way down. They could not have just trapped me here.
Oh.
Can't climb this. I just want to make sure I haven't missed anything before I...
Whoa! Turn a wall. It's a little, well, it's, then again, it's not like a magical sword, it's just a smith sword.
Just a sword.
Damn, a sword.
Alright, so I was just going the right way.
Alright. It's fine.
Wanna make sure before I get moving too far.
They look like giant spit wads. They're real bad. Not great.
Nope. Nope. But, yeah, no, Kingdom Hearts has been really good. There's a lot that I'm like, you put a little too much effort in this other stuff and it feels like the other things that I would have thought more important are lacking.
But you don't think those things are detrimental to the experience? Or is it a pretty serious note?
Yes and no. I would say yes, but it's more of it's kind of a personal thing, I think.
That's fair.
You know?
It's not something that you would say, like, it wouldn't hurt your recommendation of the game to someone else.
No. It's just, I mean, part of it is just, like, I have followed this series since its inception. Like, I have played this game from the series from day one.
Right.
So, like, this game has been kind of a long time coming. So, I don't know. It's just, there's definitely an aspect that's, like, it's a lot to live up to.
Sure.
You know. And like I said, Square is just kind of a hot mess right now, which is unfortunate.
What aspects make it a hot mess?
Just real bad, like... Square's been hurting themselves ever since fucking Final Fantasy 13. Like, that has thrown their whole shit.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know, because the problem is, like, I think they're hurting for a lot of money right now because they did this whole thing with 13. And they fucking counted their eggs before they hatched and were like, yeah, we're gonna make, like, 4 fucking games, and one of them's gonna be 13, and one's gonna be Versus 13, and 13's gonna have 2 sequels that are already greenlit before, like, 13 ever came out.
Right.
And then 13 was kind of only okay.
Well, those are the cliffs that you're gonna be able to climb.
Yeah. So yeah, 13 was kind of only okay, but they'd already, like, greenlit the sequels and were already working on them. And so 13.2 came out, and it's not good. But still, they were like, well, we still gotta do 13.3, I guess.
Yeah, it's so interesting to me the way that the Japanese will just commit
And it's like,
to something.
y'all guys are just burning money. Like,
Yeah.
it's not good. And then they also, fucking, you know, Final Fantasy 15 as everyone knows took 10 years to make. Partially because of that. Partially because, like, they put Nomura in charge of it, and he's already in charge of Kingdom Hearts.
Everything else. Yeah.
Like, yeah, they're putting, like, one guy on a lot of projects at once. And, like, I think he's a good director to an extent. I think he's got a lot of really, really good ideas. I think he's kind of bad at time management and scope. Like, I think I've heard that, like, an unknown inside source has said, like, yeah, he has this problem where, like, he won't move on from a section of a game until it's polished. Like, he does it all in order. So he'll do, like, alright, here's level 1, and he'll get it to a complete polish before moving on, instead of working on everything kind of, like...
unilaterally, and maybe letting people...
building everything up kind of at once.
Yeah. Interesting.
Which is like not a great way to work.
Great Fairy?
Yes.
Just throw a bomb in there. She's like, hey!
Basically, like.
Oh. What the? Oh my god, that worked.
Yep.
She's like, what the fuck? Oh, wow. Hi.
Yeah, what was that for?
You're tall. You throw a golden bomb or the silver bomb? Golden bomb, silver bomb, neither? You are honest. Ah. I must reward such honest adventure with some of my power.
Isn't that cute?
Big bomb bag!
There you go.
Oh, that's... How fucking clever is that?
Isn't that cute?
I am so charmed by this.
I like that all of the great fairies, like, what were her wings? I think she's like a dragonfly. All the great fairies have different wings. So, like, there's like a dragonfly, a butterfly one.
That's fucking adorable.
Something else.
I
love a mayfly.
I love it.
Maybe she's a mayfly. Like
okay, well, I'll definitely be able to compare.
Mm-hmm.
That was, I don't know why, I'm just so charmed by that.
It's cute, right?
And it's like, maybe my standards are super fucking low right now because of Skyward Sword.
Nah, it's just a good game.
Well, you know, I also feel that way, I feel that way...
That's kind of a thing taken from Olympic Path, or something very similar to that.
I feel that way a little bit about, what is it? There's a particular thing that I feel that way about. Oh, it was the Dragon Ball movies.
Hello.
What the fuck?
I'm the Kreml Hermit. I left the world in pursuit of quiet reflection.
You got it.
You seem to be but a child.
Yep.
You can climbing this forbidden mountain?
Where are your parents? Who's watching over you? This doesn't seem right to me.
Why are you here? I must reward your courage with a little, if just a little.
Strange patterned walls. Moms are... Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Who's Kingstones? Oh, look, it fits. Something good.
Ooh. Anyway, the hell was I talking about? Oh, who knows?
Square Enix.
Right.
So they've definitely like.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was making a small aside about good games and standards and stuff. This wasn't necessarily referencing the game. So I saw that new Dragon Ball movie.
Okay.
And every Dragon Ball fan I know is like, fucking, they're like, this is the best Dragon Ball movie ever. And it's so good, and the characters are so, they really made Broly a deep and complicated character. And I'm like, guys, I don't want to ruin your buzz. It's a baseline competent, like, storytelling 101. Whoa! Storytelling 101 stuff. Like, it's not that impressive. By all means, be happy with your movie, but it just kind of feels like Dragon Ball movies are just kind of dumb fluff. Oh, I love the big raindrops.
Gotta watch out.
They'll
fuck me up.
Oh yeah, whoa. And it's like, it feels like you guys are you're getting a little tiny bit of water in the desert. You know, because a lot of Dragon Ball movies are kind of bad. They're not like, bad's maybe not the word, they're kind of dumb.
I mean, if they like them.
Yeah, that's fine.
Don't rain on their parade too much.
That's true. That's why I feel kind of bad saying that, because I'm like, I mean, whatever. Anyway, Square Enix.
Yeah. I just... Yeah, I think they're still really hurting for money.
You think so? Interesting.
They might be doing better now because 15 did sell pretty well, and like Kingdom Hearts 3 has sold pretty well so far.
Sure.
But like, they already canceled a lot of the DLC that was supposed to be coming out for
I
15.
heard about that, yeah.
I honestly think the fact that
Did you supposed to use that rock there?
maybe to get it all the way up over there.
Oh, I meant the,
But yeah, they canceled a lot of the DLC that's supposed to be coming out for 15. The only one that's going to come out still is the Arden DLC, which seems pretty interesting because like Arden is like the best Final Fantasy villain yet.
Interesting. Okay.
But they canceled all of that. Kingdom Hearts has apparently sold pretty well, so maybe that's gonna help them a little bit, but like,
Right.
their games are so expensive to make that like, if they have a bomb, it really fucking bombs. And I think they're still hurting from a lot of that Final Fantasy 13 stuff, and the original Final Fantasy 14. That really hurt them.
Oh yeah,
You
because
know.
it was just a garbage fire when it came
They had to
out.
remake the whole game, and you know that's not fucking cheap.
Oh no. And even then, like they had to remake an MMO in an age when MMOs are not in vogue anymore.
Yeah, are already kind of hurting.
Yeah, like you're either Warcraft or you're not.
Yeah, basically.
And which is a shame because there have been some really interesting looking DLCs in the last couple of years. I really wanted to play WildStar, but who's got time to play DLCs?
You mean MMOs?
MMOs. Fucking shut up.
But did I fuck up? Yeah. Oh.
How did you fuck up?
Well, we'll just try it again.
Okay.
Unless.
Yeah. This is a tricky one. Okay.
There it is.
Ah, alright.
They can only go in one direction.
We did it.
But, and here's the thing. I have said this for years, but I've said that the day that Square Enix decides to remake Final Fantasy VII, it's going to be a day that Square Enix is really, really hurting, because that's kind of like their... That's going to be the game that they're like, ooh, we need some money, let's remake Final Fantasy VII, because that'll do it.
Interesting.
And,
Okay.
a couple years ago, guess what was announced? And I was
Yeah.
like, there it is.
Well, how long is that going to take?
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
part of the question. Well, they even said they were like,
it's a while.
I don't know if they're still doing this, but they were like, oh yeah, it's gonna come out in parts.
Yeah, they're gonna do it like Hitman.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, because you don't have the fucking money to make the whole game, huh? Is that what's happening? I think that's what's
Man,
happening.
That's depressing.
Yeah. No, they're like, I'm pretty sure Square Enix is pretty in the hole.
Which is such a shame, because like, you remember back when Square Enix was top of the fucking world? Whoa!
That is what happens when you plan too far ahead and you don't just cut your losses, you know?
Right. You don't. Yeah, they tried to do all these things, and they wound up. Yeah, that was the thing I never really understood.
And they like still didn't even learn their lesson after all the shit with 13, because then they came out with 15 and we're like, 15's gonna be the fucking biggest thing since sliced bread, and we're going to release a movie and a mobile game and like all this other stuff before the like original game even came out. And I was like, y'all are doing it again.
You don't know what you're doing,
Yeah,
do you?
because they're like, yeah, it's like, yeah, 15's gonna be a big hit. So like before the game even comes out, we're gonna release a mobile game and this big CGI movie and this mini show that like gives you like, you know, tells you who these characters are in the first place. I'm just like, okay, like, that's not... What are you doing? What are you doing, guys? Too far.
Not quite far enough.
Well, I think I have to hit that thing. There it is.
Oh, cool. Okay. Bitchin'. Yeah, that is a bummer.
Yeah, I'm like, you don't even know if this game's gonna be a hit. Like, because that's what happened with 13, is that you planned these 2 sequels and started greenlighting them and working on them before the game came out, and then it was just a mediocre game.
Did it sell mediocre as well?
I think so. Like, it's definitely one of those things where, like, it sold pretty well at first, but then the more people heard about it, were like, you know.
Yeah, it didn't have any shelf life.
Yeah. And it's just like, I don't know. They're making some bad decisions. Like I said, I think Nomura is a guy with some really, really good ideas, but I think he also can lack focus sometimes. It's hard to say, it's like, is it a lack of focus or is it too much of a hyper focus on things that, like, you need to pull back? You know?
Did they put out a new Parasite Eve game?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. I
You
remember
know.
thinking Parasite Eve was a really interesting concept.
Yeah.
I never played it. I think I watched a friend play it.
You know. I think that, like, I think Nomura is very talented, but first of all, he doesn't need to be put on, like, all of Square's biggest projects at once.
Yeah, can we,
No
like...
one needs that. Nobody needs that.
It's like, why don't you have a couple of different... That way your games will look different and feel different.
Like, so that's part of the problem, is that they were like, let's put this one person on, like, the 2 biggest titles that are coming out. Because he was doing both 15 and Kingdom Hearts. But then on top of that, I'm like, you also maybe need someone who can just tell him no.
Yeah.
You know? Just be like, someone who needs to be kind of like a, like, no, this isn't in the scope. No, this isn't, like, you know, how much, you know, this is taking too much time. You need to pull back on this. Like, that kind of stuff. You know?
I have a feeling that you leaving rupees just lying there is driving someone crazy.
Probably. They can deal.
Feed me. Malari's mine. Whoa, where are you?
Another Minish.
Oh, I couldn't see what he was from behind.
They're a little digger, like, miner race.
Cute. Cute.
Yeah, I like that they made multiple, like, races of these guys.
I didn't even know there were multiples.
Isn't it cute?
Malari and us, his 7 apprentices. Did you tong along all this way to get your sword repaired? Oh! Oh, okay, we're gonna get the sword fixed.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, look at all the little beds.
I know, it's so cute.
Ow!
So, I don't know. Square's just got some issues. They've pretty much lost all their big name directors except for Nomura.
Wow.
Because they had to eventually take him off of 15 and replaced him with Tabata.
Uh-huh.
Who people give Tabata a lot of shit for, like, you know, he ruined 15. I'm like, no, he got that shit done.
Yeah, he finished it.
Yeah, he, like, cobbled together what was there and got it finished. And, like, it's definitely not a finished game, but he got it released. He's not there anymore. He quit.
Aw.
So it's like, yeah, as far as, like, big name directors, Nomura's basically it at Square. Yeah.
Very interesting.
So, there's problems.
Yep.
There's some problems.
Whoa!
You're a big one.
He's got a big one.
Green clothes and an odd hat. Sir, might you be Schmoop?
Schmoop.
I am Minari, Master Smith. I hear you want me to reforge the sacred sword and help break a curse.
Yep.
I'll be needing the old sword, which holds the powers of the elements first. Show me that broken Bakura blade. I know all this adventure, what with the rescuing the princess and such.
So cute.
I'll be happy to reforge this thing into a brand new sacred blade for you. I say. It'll take me a while to rework your sword. Time to track down the other elements. One of them should be in the mine the humans dug, not far from it. Alright, let's get started.
Ting, 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 ting.
There'll be a while, Schmip.
Schmoop. But, yeah, I don't know, there's issues. I think, like I said, like, I really kind of think that Nomura needs someone who can kind of be someone who can be like, do you really have the time for this? Do you really have the budget
He's a project
for this?
manager.
Yeah, basically.
Which they're not going to do because...
Well, because he's their big
They're
director.
big guy,
Yeah.
and you don't backpedal.
Yeah.
Especially, Cave of Flowers.
Because, like, there's stuff in Kingdom Hearts that I'm like, this is really cool, like, the little phone games and stuff. I'm like, these are charming. I love these, like, vintage phone games. You know what I loved more? More just Disney Worlds.
Yeah, oh, okay.
You know what I would have loved more? Spoiler alert. Like, if anyone hasn't played and doesn't want to hear this. I would have loved it to actually have Final Fantasy characters in it. You know?
Yeah.
Because it's Kingdom Hearts.
Well, that was the selling point
Yeah.
when we were kids.
That's
It
the
was
whole
like,
elevator pitch.
It's like a final... I really wonder at what point did they say, like, no, there needs to be, like, a whole original, like, world and cast to this, and not that I'm saying it's bad, I'm just saying that it feels like that aspect completely took over.
And, like, I like that stuff. Like, oh, I know what to do.
Flip them over.
Yes.
Ah.
Like, I really like the original world and the characters of Kingdom Hearts. I am super invested in that story and those characters. But, like, that doesn't negate the fact that it was a game built on the idea that you're going to be playing as these original characters, but meeting both Disney and Final Fantasy characters.
Yeah,
And I'm like, well, it feels like you're kind of missing half of it without. Yep.
Oh, yeah, it's a like.
Yep.
Oh wow, it's like a. Oh, I like that. It's very clever that it's a.
Rupee like.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually very clever. Oh god damn it! This game. Fuck this game.
Isn't that great?
It is. Well, we better go ahead and wrap it up.
Yeah.
We've been at this for a while.
Yeah, we'll do the dungeon next time then.
Yeah. Well, we're on an adventure.
Adventure.